the last thing you want is a random affiliate manager hitting you up saying,
hey, you gotta pause, and it's
1 hour
no
notice.
No reason.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Or you're sleeping.
Yeah, while you're sleeping or something like that. This is such a New York City park. I love it.
I know, it's cool as fuck.
Court, table tennis.
What's going on, guys? I got a special guest here, Mr. Anthony Paluzzi. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Thanks for having
Palo
me, man.
Media. Anthony, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, how you got into this crazy affiliate space?
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you for having me. If I'm too sweaty, I apologize, guys. So I'm Anthony Paluzzi. I'm the CEO of Palo Media Group. We're a performance-based agency primarily focused on pay-per-call, lead gen in the legal and insurance space. Got into the space in 2010 by accident, and started as an affiliate, driving calls, primarily to networks like Commission Junction and Link Share, Impact Radius, and just got my start there, scaled, got traction, and just started to focus on different areas. How do you grow the team? How do we grow our programs? Which industries are we going to operate in? And now we're here today in this lovely New York City park.
If they can only see what's happening on the other side of this camera, right?
Yes, yeah, we're gonna let them those special guests in later.
Okay, so before, let's go back a little bit. You were working for a cable company or phone company?
Yeah. Yep. So I was working for a cable TV company, and the goal there was to essentially generate new customers through door knocking. Door knocking will teach you so much on how to sell, and it will also teach you that door knocking sucks. And so we had to knock doors. We had to sell cable TV, and it was hard.
Tell me. So you would.
Yeah. Hey, hi, I'm Anthony with XYZ
Door
company.
closed.
Yep, right there. 10 of those, and then you'd get that one that would be like, all right, talk to me a little bit. But
was it always the granny, or was it who would be that one?
Yeah, it would be that. It would be the granny. It'd be the very awkward dude who wants me to come in immediately. I'm like, we can hang out on the porch. Yeah, nothing special. There weren't any lonely housewives or anything like that. But we essentially, I essentially focused on generating more sales, closing more people. Now, knocking doors sucks, and I wanted to stop the sucking. And so essentially I was like, all right, how do I get people to call me? How do I get people to bring me the sales rather than me have to go out there and knock doors? And so I discovered 411 ads and Google ads. And
out of your own pocket?
What's that?
You did this out of your own pocket?
Oh yeah. Were
you like an independent contractor, or you were W-2?
No, I was W-2. I wasn't supposed to be doing this. I was supposed to be knocking doors, and essentially I was like, all right, let's people go on Google for shit. Let me go see if I can get my ad on Google, so they can call me. And I popped up an ad in my town. That's it. That was the geo, just my town, Plymouth, Massachusetts, and people started to call my cell phone, and I would just answer it. Thank you for calling X, Y, Z. I don't want to say their name, but thank you for calling X, Y, and Z. And I would just write up the sale over the phone. And then, given that Google is gigantic at the time, I was tripling, quadrupling, quintupling my quota, and it was getting a lot of attention. And I mean, I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but
you're like the best, worst employee ever.
Exactly. They were like, yo, you can't do that. And I was like, all right.
Because there's no trusted forum, no Janaya.
There's no trusted forum. That's great. And that's perfect.
Bad opt-in language.
Yeah, there was no opt-in originally. And so they were like, hey, you gotta go if you can't knock doors. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fair. I'm not doing what you hired me for. And so right around the time that I left, I accidentally found Commission Junction. Because I was trying to apply for an apartment. They asked me to get a credit report, and they sent me a link, and I was like, this is weird. I can go get it myself. I saw cj.com on the link, so I took that, plugged it in, and when I went to their site, it said something called pay-per-call, I said, I do that now for my job, but it looks like I can do that nationally. Let's try it out. So I tried it out. It was my side hustle, which turned into my main hustle because I no longer had my main hustle. And then
You hustled your main hustle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially it grew from there, and then been focused on calls ever since.
Did
13
that
years.
company keep running Google Ads
No.
after they realized you ran Google Ads?
No,
and it
I
worked?
actually had corporate call me, and not even close to my area. They called me. There was like, they saw the ad, they called the ad. They're like, hey, who are you? I was like, oh, I'm one of your employees in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And he was like, wait a second, you're a sales rep? And I was like, yes, I'm a sales rep. I thought putting up ads would be great, and it's been working. And the guy on the other line was super cool. He was like, man, so you knock doors and you've been doing this instead. Very, very like entrepreneurial of you in a way, but you got to stop because you're doing it better than us in a way. And so my ad was ranking higher than their
Was this
ad.
Perry Marshall's like guide to Google Ads or
Pretty
something?
much,
Or
yeah.
Did you write that for him?
And then when I left, I saw ads begin to ramp up more. But that was really just with the trajectory that Google was doing with their search ads. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got my start by accident. I've always been in pay-per-call. I love pay-per-call. I love the people in pay-per-call, and it's fun as hell. So it's my upbringing in this industry.
So fast forward to Palo.
Yep.
Did you transition? Did you jump into legal, or like how did you get from A to B?
Yeah. So when you're running pay-per-call, when you're running anything, lead gen, pay-per-call, affiliate, whatever, CPA, whatever that may be, you essentially have a handful of offers. I got offers, and most of the time a network is simply trying to do the best they can to manage that relationship and make a cut in between from
Right.
what we pay. But the thing is with that, you're not really learning too much from that, from those offers if you're just looking at it by taking a margin. So I looked at it as, all right, if we not only want to grow with our affiliate partners and our clients who buy the calls, we're gonna have to learn their business more.
Monetization.
Yeah, we're gonna have to learn how they monetize things. How does a lawyer monetize a case? How does an insurance company monetize and retain a client? And I said, all right, well, if we're gonna do that, we gotta focus in two different industries, which is legal and insurance. Legal is mass tort, personal injury, car accident, social security, disability. Insurance is all the insurances. And by doing so, it allows us to dive deeper into that industry. So we can establish ourselves as, let's call it, thought leadership or experts in which we can talk about how their business runs. And then in relation to that, like, how do we help your business? And then as that matures and grows, then our affiliates can take advantage of that because the clients want to work with us more, which gives our affiliates the
trickles
ability.
down.
Exactly. So it allows us to be able to not just say, hey, we got offers. Can you take calls, client A? It's more like, hey, we understand you are trying to achieve X, Y, and Z. We've had experience here. We'd like to work with you to help you get towards that goal. And so it creates more of a program rather than each individual offer.
But you're also the offer owner at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
so in like some areas we try and be the offer owner. And so like if we can be as high up the chain as we can without doing too much on the underwriting side, we will. So if we're the AOR for a law firm or insurance agency, it allows us to control more, but at times we don't have to necessarily do the underwriting or anything like that. And it allows us to provide more value.
What do you enjoy about it versus just running the traffic?
About what exactly?
Just like having more control of the supply chain.
So if we're, I mean,
To the point of basically doing the policy or the retainer. Right?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, it's always nice having control because it allows you to scale easier. And
Bigger
it's not
margins.
Bigger margins.
Other
It's not
problems.
so start and stop. And we can develop deeper relationships with, let's say, affiliates, because at the end of the day, the affiliates are the most important piece in some aspects.
Right.
Now,
They're
there's
the
buyers.
source.
Yeah, they're the source of the traffic. So, like, you can't monetize your traffic without a buyer, but you also can't get traffic without the affiliate. And so we always try and ensure that, are we building something where someone is confident to say, I'm going to spend my time with Palo to build with them. And if that's an affiliate, excellent. And if that's a buyer, excellent. And if we can control more of that process, be more integrated with those affiliates, or even just have our own media, it's a longer lasting relationship. And that's my favorite part, just building relationships with cool ass people in this space. Like, I mean, there's a reason why we're kicking it right here right now, because it's a good relationship.
How do we meet? We met through my
Gene.
buddy Jeff Sada, who
Yep.
introduced me to Jeff,
Yep.
or Gene.
Yep.
And then Gene was like, oh, you got to talk to Paluzzi.
Shout out Gene Morris.
Shout out Gene. Come train jiu-jitsu with me. And yeah, we've been cool. We've done some business, not like high volume, but like I've sold you calls. It's been awesome working with you. Highly recommend Palo Media. So we'll plug them underneath this video, of course. But what would you say are some of the biggest mistakes affiliates are making in the pay-per-call space today? Like, what do you see? What's the trend you see of a successful affiliate versus someone that's struggling? By struggling, I don't mean they're not making money, but they're not consistent. Consistency is the hardest part, I think.
So it's hard to answer that, because from what I think is a good strategy, could be something someone doesn't value as much. But for example, I think affiliates should look at networks as partners. They should choose a network that's not simply just taking a margin and giving you the ability to make revenue. They should choose someone who's got the best interest in their mind, that's looking to grow. Transparency, growth, and just overall relationship building. Because the last thing you want is someone at a random affiliate manager hitting you up saying, hey, you got to pause, and it's 1 hour notice.
No reason.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Or you're sleeping.
Yeah, while you're sleeping or something like that. So being able to have that strong partner, that strong network, that strong agency, whoever you work with, and saying, they're my primary focus. You should also have other buyers and affiliate networks too, to just further risk if something happens.
And you can see some, maybe they're both great, but you have one that's outperforming the other.
Yeah.
Like, they're paying more and they're outperforming, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so I think like before it used to just be who's got the most offers, who's got like, I'll work with everybody. Whereas now I think it should be carve out a big chunk of your business and dedicate it to someone who's got your best interests in mind and looks like they're going to grow with you. And then also have maybe a secondary pool. Not that one is maybe more valuable than the other, but find someone you want to grow with. The best affiliate partners that, let's say, I have at Palo, I've known for 12 years, simply because we trust each other, we have the best intentions in mind, we're extremely transparent, and we just blossom from there. So I'd say maybe the biggest issue for some affiliates now is they don't look at whoever is buying their traffic, just to say it generically, as a partner. They just look at them as another network. I would always look at everyone as a partner, because you're going to devote time to that. You can't get time back.
Well, to flip it, why do networks not think about the cost of starting and stopping with affiliates, and that there's a lot of wasted time, energy, and money?
Yes.
So why do, as a publisher, like I try to be honest and transparent as much as I humanly can in this space, which you don't have to try that hard actually, because a lot of people aren't. But I still go through the same trials and tribulations of pause campaigns with no explanation. But you have to think like, yes, it might even be like your account manager that's doing the time trade, right?
Yeah.
And the resource trade. But there's still a cost to that for everyone.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. So you're
so
asking,
why do networks think that? Why don't they think more transparently, or even brokers, about making the relationship work if there's something there already?
I mean, everyone can run their business however they want to run it, but if some want to keep things less transparent and they're worried about maybe their circumvention,
right,
or they'll discover like what their margins are, whatever that is. Not that you shouldn't expose everything,
right,
but you'll begin
control all your cards.
Right. Yeah. You'll also begin to see that when you are more transparent, there might be some people that it's essentially try to go around you, but the ones who don't are the ones who are going to stay.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
they're team members.
Exactly, they're team members. There's nothing wrong with the affiliates knowing who the buyer is, because if you have a strong enough relationship with the buyer, they're going to look at it the same way. Then I don't care if I know your affiliates. I want to work with you. You manage this the right way. And so yes, there's a lot of risk to like having affiliates because they could start and stop. So I mean, it is also smart to have your own media internally too, but you can hedge against those things by just being more transparent, being more open, because then trust is built and then everyone wants to grow from there.
Yeah, I just wish that more people
It's wishful
think like
thinking.
this. Yeah, wishful thinking.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what, in my opinion, helps a lot of networks stand out from other networks. There's some amazing networks out there that like, I look at it, I'm like, they're awesome because of how they do X, Y, and Z. And then there's some that I say, oh, I wish they would do it like this because I feel like they get more traffic or more buyers. Now that's competition for us.
Right, but it's a whole, as industry as a whole.
Exactly, yes.
But also I think like most networks and brokers also maybe aren't of the thought that, yeah, there are a few guys like me. I think actually naturally I'm better with people than I am with media buying. It's just I know how to do media buying and that's how I make my money, right? But I have a belief that most affiliates and media buyers actually don't want to talk to people. They don't want to hunt direct buyers. They're like, it's not their personality type. So as an account manager or like a network owner, if you think about it that way, yeah, there's some risk. But if you show the transparency, you'll actually create better outcomes.
Yep.
Knowing that, because that is true. There is truth to that.
Exactly like what you just said earlier. Like you want them to be like a team member in a way, because I think the best affiliates are the ones who know how to do media buying the best.
Right.
And and you know, if they want to build a business and do the accounts receivable, business development, invoicing, yeah, all of that stuff, it's a lot, and it takes away time from being focused on media buying. And so that's what I try to look at Palo as. It's like, listen, we're just not a network for you. We're part of your team. Let us do the things that we do very well, so we earn our margin, and then you hit the goals you want to hit. And at some point, you're going to realize I'm making just as much as I could if I was going direct, because I also have my time back, and I'm able to have somebody else on my team that allows me to scale. So I don't always have to be checking in on the CPAs. I don't always have to make sure that my cash flow is there.
Right.
It's we have to, at Palo, we have to earn our place in your business by doing the things that make your business stronger. And then we should be getting paid our percentage by doing
value,
so. That's
for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Adding value. The sun is fantastic on my neck right now. I'm sweating already.
We're wrapping up, man. No worries.
Oh, no, this is great.
Just stare at the guy with no shirt on. We're not cutting this part out.
That's fine. That's fine. I wish I had that confidence.
He's doing yoga.
That's cool.
Yeah, he would make fun of us if we took our shirts off.
Yeah, should we invite him over?
No.
Okay. He's filming it right now. That's great.
So now he wants to kick our asses.
Yeah. Now he knows what's up.
So, what are you excited about today? Obviously, there's a lot changing with the AI and automation. Mm-hmm. What are you excited about today in the pay-per-call and even like the data space?
What am I excited about today?
What are you pumped up about?
I mean, I like using the word AI, but I don't necessarily know how it's going to transform yet. I do think that it will be something maybe that allows people to be more programmatic with how they buy ads. Let the machines figure out where to go. I mean, that kind of already exists now.
We see that already with Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't do any targeting. I'd like 18 plus everyone, even Camp Lejeune.
And you just let that pixel do its thing.
It's all creative driven now.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I think that. What am I excited about? That's a great question. So, I'm excited for paper. I keep touching the mic. I'm excited for pay-per-call in general, because I think people used to look at it as newspaper ads, the phone book,
like true call ads.
Yeah, billboards.
Right.
And they looked at it as, well, that's old school. That's nothing. Whereas, you know, let's go from e-com where it's super high scale, obviously. Then you move towards lead gen a little bit. You're like, all right, this also has a lot of scale. Then pay-per-call is kind of like this niche within a niche. And people always looked at it like that. Well, I'm excited that people are now taking pay-per-call serious. And they're saying, oh, no, I don't want to send you leads. I want to send you calls. Let me do the heavy lifting and get this person on the phone. And then, you know, pay me more. Because
it's a more valuable product too.
It's extremely more valuable. That advertiser still has to get that lead on the phone and power up an outbound call center.
Some buyers
all that.
still think like it's the only way, and I prefer to sell leads. I love selling leads.
It is easier.
But the value of the call is
Yeah.
like, so I'll do, sometimes we'll get like a direct law firm that'll buy for like a tort that they're like testing out or something in the pipe works, right? And I'll be like, hey, do you want like the inbounds off the back of this? Because people are going to click the call if I give them the option, and no one else is buying this.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh no, we'll just call them. We're not set up for it. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're going to be, we cut your CPA in
golden.
half,
Yeah.
and you're just saying no.
And one thing
Because
that
you don't want to adapt.
Exactly. And one thing I think when I talk to affiliates, I hear them say like, all I do is sell calls. I don't own enough in the funnel. And then I think they're missing a big piece. You own a piece of this funnel. You own that you were able to get this person on the phone. That part of the transaction in the funnel, getting that person to make that phone call,
part.
it's the
Most
hardest
expensive.
part. It's the most expensive. It's the hardest. You're essentially taking someone from Facebook who's looking at stupid
pictures.
videos of dogs or
Yeah.
something like that. I love dogs, actually. That's not stupid. I do that all day.
Cat videos.
Yeah, cat
Cat
videos.
videos,
Cat
yeah.
videos, fine. Yeah. And then you're getting them to click to a landing page and make a phone call.
Take time out of their day.
They're taking time out of their day. So as an affiliate, don't look at, oh, well, calls is just kind of like a harder lead. Look at it as, I just took another step in a direction where I own more. I have more power in this transaction now, and it's going to allow me to build more value. Because I would rather sell 100 calls than 1,000 leads, simply because I know, one, it should net more if it's quality, and two, perfect timing, and two, it should scale better.
Wait. So two, it should scale better, right?
Two, it should scale better because it's going to work. It's going to work longer. It's more long term for the buyer, and so
Less likely to pause.
You're
Maybe
getting
more wiggle room for better payouts if you need it.
Yep.
Higher caps. It should only increase if there's scale on the
Yeah.
call center side, right?
I'm loving that. Like, I see these other big networks that traditionally have been CPA or lead gen or whatever.
They're going pay per call.
Moving to PayPal, I love it. I feel like I'm like Alex Jones at Bohemian Grove right now, screaming about pay per call. Everyone's like, this guy's crazy.
Hey, you guys should do pay per call.
Yeah, but like, you know, I'm the lizard people are out there. No, they're just
Pay per call
affiliates.
too.
So that's what I'm excited for pay per call. It's not going anywhere.
It's evolving.
And I would also say with affiliates, you should become the product expert in X. You should become the vertical expert in X, because when you start to build the name for yourself, you're building a brand. That's the guy I want to go to for example,
or ACA
like
or-
Carlos Corona. That's the guy I want to go to for Facebook or for insurance. There's people like yourself, Ron Hart, where it's like, that's the guy I want to go to for tort. There could be home services pubs that have that reputation. I don't know a ton of home services pubs, and there's debt publishers. There's a million great publishers out there, and like, I think that maybe they should just try to brand themselves in a certain space, because then people start like
Corner out the market that way.
Yeah, and then they fight for your business. They fight for your attention. Like, I remember at Carlos's mastermind, what was his name? Jordan Messer. That dude's the man. And I never met him before. And I realized, oh, this dude fucking crushes insurance. And like, he gets to pick which clients he wants to work with that bring the most value to his business. And so, like, that's where I would like to see affiliates go, because it allows them to create more value somewhere, partner up with someone.
Not living and dying by the click. Like,
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Yeah,
mistake.
there's
I think.
there's nothing wrong with doing debt, insurance, legal, home service. There's nothing wrong with that. But my own personal strategy would be, let me become that guy. Because once I build out that blueprint, well, then let me just use it over here. If I can generate a mass tort call and get someone off Facebook to do X, Y, and Z, what's going to stop me from getting that same type of person to pick up the phone for Medicare? What's going to stop me to get that person to pick up the phone for auto insurance? And now you've got a blueprint. And so I feel like I just rambled on for 25 minutes on that. So yeah.
Let me ask this last question then.
Okay.
Well, one of the two last questions.
Yeah.
First, what are like the 3 things to your secret sauce of success with Palo?
Cilantro.
Like what separates you from other GOT players in the court space?
Well, 3 things. Hands down, if you don't have a strong team, you don't have a strong business, and you aren't able to build strong relationships. Hands down. Always look for the best people to come aboard, take care of them, help them grow, and make sure that they buy into your vision and your journey. That's number 1. That can be number 1 through 10. Number 2 for me is when it comes to affiliates, I know what they're doing. Like I know what their days look like. I mean, not specifically, but I know what it's like for them. I've done it.
You understand.
Yeah, I've been in the trenches with them before. And like I understand, like there's no way we can offer an affiliate monthly net 30. No disrespect to any networks doing that, but it's like, how do they expect to scale if I'm not able to give them financial security and cash to scale? How do I expect to scale if I don't have a infrastructure in place for them to like just even send calls somewhere? If I'm not able to give them that insight into this is the next big tort or this is the next big channel. I think part of that sauce is me knowing like what these people go through. I've been burned for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it sucked. Still sucks when you get burned for $1. That feeling travels with me, so that I know don't ever put an affiliate in that situation, that position. Don't. And I think number 3 would just be our focus. We have a team who can help with growing affiliates because we know what they go through, and then we focus on X, Y, and Z, insurance and legal, and it allows us to become those matter experts to give them the ability to scale now. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Affiliate, 1, don't say this, it's not compliant, but 2, I'm seeing this angle work. I'm not necessarily going to share what other affiliates are doing, but you may want to ditch this angle because it's either being overused or there's a new change in the law or whatever that is. So I'd say it's team, experience, focus. Those are our big 3. And cilantro. Yeah, fresh.
What piece of advice would you want to leave everyone with that's either getting into the affiliate space or they're already in the affiliate space and they want to, having success, making great money, they want to grow more?
Getting into the affiliate space, go out there and meet as many people as you can. Nothing has brought me more joy in this space and more success than having people that I can just pick up I could just text you and just say something random because like we've met and we've built a relationship. And then when it's time to do business, I can talk to you easily. You're not going to be able to do that unless you get out there and network yourself. Coming to shows like Affiliate Summit, going to a mastermind, invest in yourself. Some of these masterminds are very expensive, but figure out where you can get to appropriately. If you can afford a mastermind and it's a big nut, well, try and think about the ROI from that. Get yourself in front of the people who make change in the space, and you're going to make change in your business. I would say the same thing with experienced people. I would just say figure out ways to own more. Now, let's just say an affiliate wants to just send traffic, work with a network. That's great. But like Palo, we're looking at it as we can't just be a network forever. We have to adapt, we have to evolve, and we have to continue to figure out ways to provide more value. And so then the affiliate, they don't need us anymore. So if I'm the affiliate, I'm thinking, and I'm experienced, how do I control more? All right, if I'm doing calls, can I maybe bring this into my own call center and qualify it even more? Can I structure a joint venture?
Into like warm transfers or whatever.
Exactly. Taking baby steps into the value chain is fine, even if it's only one little baby step. Own more, and then you'll have more leverage over how much you can scale. And so, like, nothing gets me more jazzed than if an affiliate says, listen, I got warm transfer traffic or any traffic, and I want to partner with you. Maybe a percentage instead of a per call, or help me cover my cost, or whatever that is. I like that they're now trying to own more, and they want to involve us. And that's a true partnership. So I would say network network your ass off. It's just more fun at the end of the day. And then try to own more, do more. Get there. If you're bringing people to a page, don't just maybe push them for the call. Maybe get their email, build your email list. Maybe start to do some brand promotion where, you know, you don't have to just always be running ads. Maybe carve out 10%. This kid rocks. Maybe carve out 10% of like your budget towards branding and promotion. That's what NerdWallet did. NerdWallet and
It blew up.
yeah, Value Penguin was just they started as a WordPress site. That's all they were. They were just an affiliate. I don't know exactly if they were an affiliate.
Well, that's the general idea.
But like they started just like that, and they said, you know what, we got to own more of this process. Let's rank more. Let's provide more value to our users.
It's more value. It's more money.
Yeah, and then they sold to Lending Tree for $100 million in cash. So, like
In cash.
in cash. So like, they did that because they owned more. So that's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Fun fact about Anthony Paluzzi that no one knows. That's maybe watching this.
Let's see. Oh man. Fun fact. I have a couple. I'll give you one.
Give me two.
All right, I'll give you two. Fun fact about Anthony Paluzzi. When I was 12 years old, I won a year's supply of ice cream for naming the Hood Milk cow.
What?
Yeah, do you know Hood Milk?
No.
It's a big ice cream company in New England, and they held a contest.
You get the best name.
Yeah, it was essentially their new mascot.
What was the name?
It was supposed to be for their chocolate milk and chocolate ice cream. I named it Coco the cow. I won. I went to this mall and they presented me this like check it just said like year's supply of ice cream, and Tia and Tamara, I think it was, from the Disney Channel gave it to me.
What?
And then
Dude, you're surrounded by celebrities.
that was my celebrity peak.
Do you have this picture with them?
No, I don't think I have anything other than my tiny little voice was just like vanilla, and like I ran off stage. So, yeah.
So did you eat the ice cream every day?
I ate a lot of it, and then I think I sold it off to my fellow students
Yes.
for like free lunches, candy, anything like that.
Just like with the cable company.
How are you? All right.
Thank you.
We'll keep an eye on that for you. All right. That was her 2 cents.
Thank you for joining me, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Always a privilege.
Hell yeah. And if anyone wants to reach out to me or whatever.
We'll link back
Yeah.
to all the things below this.
This is great, dude. I appreciate it. See ya.
Dude, that was awesome.